Let's go, my friends. It is cream soda cookie gear guide time here today as we break down everything that you need to know about this particular cookie here, cream soda cookie, the crossover from TOA. Super excited about this here today. And we're going to break it all down between the biscuits, the toppings, all the gear that you need to know, including those tarts as always, and head out there for a run with cream soda cookie. Thank you for tuning in. As always, questions, comments along the way, do let me know because I'd love to hear from you. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, my friends. Many of you watch, 5% of you do that, subscribe, so please do that. I really appreciate it. All right, here we go. Cream soda cookie, my friends. Let's get into it. Like I said, this is the crossover from Tower of Adventures here for CookieRun. This cookie is available to you currently in the feature gacha. Most likely will be added to hopefully normal gacha and the mileage shop post. It was a fun surprise update here for us in the community. And let's go though, because a couple things here is it is a charge cookie, it's a frontline cookie, and it's a water elemental type cookie, which is awesome there for more, of course, water type cookies. Now, a couple things here. In terms of the skill set, we have the cream soda blade. It's a 14-second cooldown, slashes enemies 3 times with the power of cream soda. The final strike increases the water type damage and crit damage received by enemies, and deals additional damage to enemies in PvE. So that means we have a lot of focus in that player versus environment. Cream soda cookie gains the after school training buff and increases own attack speed. She also increases the crit percent and water type attack damage dealt by water type cookies upon using her skill. Now that's very nice as well for that particular elemental type. Also getting the charge cookie is going to be great there from that perspective. Here we got first slash damage 102%, second slash damage 1 to 15%, and then third slash damage 175% roughly, plus another 500% additional damage to enemies in PvE. That's huge right there. So think about all these events that we have when you need to deal water damage. This is going to be huge and key to some success in that. Additionally there, my friends, when we think about the alliance runs, those kinds of things too, very, very big for that. Crit percent plus 16% for 10 seconds only stacks up to 1. Water type attack damage 30% for 10 seconds stacks up to 1. Water type damage plus 17.5%, 15 seconds stacks up to 2. So already underneath that cooldown. Then after school training there, 200% with regular attacks for 15 seconds. Then attack speed 35% for 15 seconds stacks up to 1%. So lots of quick attacks. Kind of reminds us of Raspberry Cookie a little bit from that perspective. However, this is a huge boost, and obviously no magic candy for this one. Now, couple things here that I would advocate for is trying to get below that 14-second mark to that 10 seconds so that you can keep all these stacks on, which is really important from that perspective. However, let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit more when it comes to this particular cookie. All right. First, though, we do need to level this thing up. Let's go ahead. Use all our lovely jellies. You can find our gear guide, well, jelly guides here on the channel for these things. We'll go ahead and upgrade here as well. Look at the first slash, second slash. Wow, look at that. So much damage from that perspective. We don't have a ton of those. So we'll go to 60 there. There we go, my friends. That's a big boost. Now, when it comes to our biscuits, a couple things here. As always, we can think about adding more water type damage here when we do have that ability right there, just like this one, light type damage, get water type damage, something to think about. And then additionally here, where we're able to use and leverage damage resist bypass. Now, again, this cookie is primarily going to be geared towards PvE in particular, just because it said all that stuff. It might be helpful in some of those other PvP events. Just because of the water type damage and those additional buffs from that perspective. However, what you're going to do primarily here, let's go ahead and find one of these cookies like this one. We can attune. Nope, we can't attune. We'll leave it at that. That one we can. Nope, we can't attune that one either. But anyway, regardless, let's throw one of these on. For now, let's just grab one here. Pataya Dragon looks good. There we go. Done. All right. So a couple things here on this in particular. When it comes to our bonus effects, what you're probably going to want to do is attack is nice. HP is going to be nice. The damage resist is really going to be key, particularly depending on how you build your team. If you're not going to run our Crimson Coral Cookie, because you need the one in the front to be able to take advantage of all those additional bonuses, this one's probably going to be one of your main tanks, so you're definitely going to want to be on that damage resist. Now, you're going to want to be under that 14-second cooldown, like I said, so having some more of that speed is going to be helpful. Attack speed is also nice, attack as well. So in terms of that spectrum or maturity of this particular cookie, you're going to go from that defensive play more to that offensive play with attack, as well as cooldown. And then we're probably going to skip that damage resist bypass just because of the fact that, again, we're really focused on that PvE. Here we got damage resist, we got the attack, and we got the HP, which gives us some survivability. The damage resist bypass isn't going to be great for this one in particular. And then don't forget the water type element from that perspective. Now, when it comes to our toppings, a couple things here in the topping space. Again, if you do get a chance, or we get a chance to get resonant toppings, you can absolutely use them on this cookie, so I like to call that out. Otherwise, though, look at all those crit ones. Perfect. What you're most likely going to end up doing, let's go ahead and multiple upgrade. Like I said, if this is going to end up being your main tank on the water type, we're going to go right here. There we go. And we're going to make sure that we have primarily solid almond. Now, paired with the Beascuit and paired with some of the other aspects here, maybe you want to split things. I, in general, tend to not do that because I think it's easier to kind of keep things together, but you can certainly do that. It does make it easier with those topping tarts as well. Maybe you want to go 3 solid almond, 2 the cooldown there, and then just flip them in terms of those pieces. Let's go ahead. We'll grab these. There we go. There we go. And attack speed HP. Cooldown right there. All right, perfect. So what we've done now is we've taken advantage of that full 5 piece. You can split it again if you need some of that cooldown. I think I'm going to be good. However, that's what happens. We go for the run and then we figure those pieces out if we need to make some of those tweaks to these things in particular. Let's see here. Let's see here. We need a damage. There we go. Solid almond. Let's equip that. All right. So now we're at that 10 piece. You can split on the 3 if you needed to. But we got a great damage resist set here. So we're going to be able to deal with a lot of incoming damage at that 30%, which is pretty nice, in particular for that PvE. Now, when we look at our details here and the substats, again, what we're going to be wanting to focus in on, and bonus effect wise, is going to be that damage resist again, attack again, and cooldown. Otherwise, other survivability between HP defense or that attack speed can be nice. You may even consider amplifying those buffs in terms of the stuff that you're applying on your opponents to increase all the additional crit for your team, or the water type damage could be an idea there as well for you. However, clearly just make sure you stay on that attack, damage resist, and cooldown, most likely. All right. So there we go. In terms of the setup of our cream soda cookie, so much fun, my friends. Awesome. I absolutely love it. Time for us to go into the world and see what cream soda can do for us. Our favorite 829 here. If you haven't seen our lovely Awakening Aegis Hollyberry cookie gear guide, you can check it out here on the channel. However, today we are honing in and tuning in on cream soda cookie, the crossover cookie from TOA. Such a fun one there, my friends. Let's go for it. All right, there we go. And it's time for us to go in 269 or 270 versus 257. Let's go for it. So there's the speed. You can see all these additional pieces. Water type damage up, crit percent up, attack speed up. There we go. Look at those attacks. Lots of multi-hits, which can be nice again for some of our favorite PvE bosses. So don't forget that piece either. All right, now watch this cooldown there. Oh, 10 seconds, perfect. So there we go, right at the end. Finally remember to pay attention there. We're right underneath, so staying on that solid almond for us is key. Well done, cream soda cookie. And there you have it. That is everything that you need to know here around the brand new surprise cream soda cookie, featured cookie, as of right now at least. Trust me, my friends, it's a fun one here for our water type archetype and additionally for that PvE like we just saw. And looking forward to using this one here many times over. With that, thank you for tuning in today, my friends, so much. I hope you enjoyed today's episode all about cream soda cookie, everything that you need to know, and the gear guide giving you the biscuits, the toppings, the tarts, everything to be successful with this particular cookie. With that, if you still got a question, get a comment, let me know because I'd love to hear from you as always. Additionally, thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Many of you watch the channel, 5%. Click that button. I appreciate it very much. Additionally, don't forget our memberships, my friends. They are available to you. We got a lot of fun stuff there. Additionally, on top of that, we got swag and merch. And thank you to our our subscribers and our members already, and you for tuning in here today. We got affiliate links, all other great ways to support, so thank you so much. With that, get out there, enjoy cream soda cookie. That was fast as cream soda, right? All right, there we go. Until next time, my friends, keep on running.